I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. He had admitted to the brutal, fatal beating of his live-in girlfriend during a jealous rage last July. 31-year-old Yannick Ivina Z pleaded guilty to the charge of first-degree manslaughter for the taking of the life of 20-year-old Alexis Harris during an attack inside his West Street home in Newburgh. Ivina Z was back in an Orange County courtroom today, where he was sentenced to 22 and a half years in prison by County Judge Jeffrey Berry. Also in the courtroom, Alexis Harris's mother, Ann Harris, who later talked about her loss and the pain Ivina Z has caused.
I'm glad it's over. I won't have to see him again. There'll never be any closure. So now I really begin my life sentence, I guess. I've been given a life sentence, and so that's what I'm faced with now. So I'm just glad I got through it. No, New York State, I don't think justice will ever be served. We're very liberal. I think he deserved more time for taking a life. But you know what? That's how it's going to be. And I guess I just have to accept the fact that he gets 22 years, and then someday he'll be able to come out and have a life. That's one thing my daughter will never have.
Harris says the loss of her daughter has led her to become a crime victims advocate. Ivina Z offered an apology at sentencing today, calling his actions senseless and inexcusable. Officials with Catholic Charities Community Services of Orange County welcomed a very special guest today. Cardinal Timothy Dolan was in Middletown to help with the ribbon cutting for the agency's new health clinic on North Street. The Cardinal took time to praise the staff for the services they provide, ranging from community health care to employee assistance and youth outreach. And the Cardinal's visit didn't stop there. From Middletown, he headed to Goshen, where he toured the agency's Early Learning Center on St. John Street. Cardinal Dolan says he looks at the work done by Catholic Charities Community Services as part of Pope Francis's mission to help the poor and disadvantaged. Fire departments from Orange County were among those called to the scene of a blaze that destroyed a historic building in Milford, Pennsylvania this morning. The fire call came out shortly after 7:30 a.m. in a brick structure at Harford and 4th Streets in a building that houses the Ambience Fine Furniture Store and gift shop, along with an upper floor apartment. Fire officials in Milford say the blaze was difficult to get under control because of the old tin roof that had to be sawed through. There was no immediate word of any injuries. Look for updates here at Record Online. Over the objections of Nevele Hotel Casino supporters, an Ulster County Legislative Committee has given its blessing to a pair of local tourist resorts to pursue permits that would allow video lottery terminals at their struggling resorts. Owners of the Pine Grove Ranch and the Hudson Valley Resort say they need VLT revenue to stay afloat. But Nevele Hotel owner Michael Traynor says the county's support for local video lottery terminals at those locations could hamper his effort to get the state to choose the Nevele as a site for a larger casino project. The VLT issue will go before the full Ulster County Legislature when they meet April 16th. Elsewhere, the State Thruway Authority has followed through on its plan to lay off more than 200 thruway workers as a way to cut $20 million from their budget. The cutbacks took effect this morning with the layoffs imposed throughout the state within an agency that employs roughly 3,000 people. Officials with the Teamsters, the union that represents about 3/4 of the impacted employees, say the layoffs may have been prevented if the authority had negotiated union contracts in good faith. Well, more than 2 months after a fire forced it to close, the ShopRite supermarket in Napanock will hold its grand reopening Sunday. Today, store officials showed off the renovated building that features a series of improvements that include wider aisles and expanded apartments. ShopRite was closed in January because of smoke and water damage from a fire that started with sparks from a malfunctioning microwave. In the interim, customers were able to order groceries online or take a free shuttle bus to the ShopRite in the town of Ulster. Civil rights attorney and local activist Michael Sussman doesn't like the looks of Orange County's revised redistricting plan for the county's 21 legislative districts, saying instead of enhancing minority voting power in the city of Newburgh, does the opposite by consolidating minority voters into a single district. Sussman says the revised legislative district lines could leave the county open to federal Voting Rights Act violations. County legislators are scheduled to vote on the proposed district boundary lines on Friday. Middletown NAACP President James Rollins says lawmakers should now start from scratch. Well, we may wake up to a little rain tomorrow. Friday will begin with clouds and light rain, with the clearing expected, though, by Friday afternoon. The highs Friday will reach the mid-50s. We should enjoy plenty of sunshine Saturday, with the highs again around 55 degrees. Stay on top of breaking news throughout the day and evening right here at Record Online, and start the day with the information you'll find in tomorrow's Times-Herald Record. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.